Hello and welcome. I started so fast. And welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 579. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is the 27th of June.
It is.
2022.
The month is almost over.
Laura and I both use she, her pronouns. And I am trimming ends.
Because you washed that
because
already.
I washed a sweater. So I tend to weave, wash, then trim.
Yeah.
So that if the ends sort of move about during the washing or the drying.
How would they do? What would they do?
Then I don't have to try to reweave in a teeny tiny end. So
yeah.
Once they've settled into their position, then I weave them. Or I snip them.
Assume the position ends.
That is going to be the episode title. So yeah, you want to talk about what you're working on while
Sure.
I trim ends?
I am working on a sock. It is out of Nomadic Yarns in her sport weight base. She just had an update this weekend, and she had like Golden Girls colorways, and they were so pretty. And I thought about it. She also has Ashley, the dyer, has Halloween and Christmas yarn up right now.
That's good because it takes time to get it.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah.
And you want time to knit it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a lot of her stuff now is in stock.
Oh, cool.
Or you can do, she also does dyed to order listings that she's switching every 2 weeks, I think. But this is my second sock. Last time y'all saw it, did not have a heel. So now it has a heel, and it is just a smidge away, I'm hoping this week, from being done. So I'm at like that point. So I have two more sequences. And then it'll be done. And then I'll start something new. I'm hoping to get some good knitting time, spinning time in, because my parents are visiting after they come. After I clean out the room that is now the overflow stash room.
So all that goes to live in the studio.
Also known as the guest bedroom.
Yep.
Once I clear all that out and clean a little bit, we'll be golden. So they're coming in town. One of their friends' daughters is getting married, and they were invited to the wedding. So they'll be in town for a couple days. So
where's the friend's daughter getting married?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I'm not invited.
Well, no, I just you talk to your parents
either.
every day, so I
wasn't
sure if they brought it up.
No, they didn't say what church or anything or place, facility. I don't know what the word is
I
for.
think facility's a fair word.
Yeah. So I have no idea. But they are also going to replace a ceiling fan while they're in town.
There's always a to-do list.
Yes. So
I feel like your mother is going to be doing some gardening as well.
Oh, absolutely. She did last time, and I was like, oh, okay. But she came to go with me to Flyaway the day that I had to work at school that they were around. She trimmed my hedges.
I mean,
for me.
they just aren't people who can.
They don't sit still very well.
Like, Mama Lona can sit still and do a bunch of crafting.
Yeah.
But she doesn't just, like, sit and watch TV or anything.
No. Although, the new Broken Wood series releases while they're in town, I think July 1st, so...
Is that something they like to watch?
Yes, it's, that New Zealand murder mystery that I love.
I mean, I've heard of it, but...
yeah. Anyway. That is the first sock. Oh, I have other things, too. I'm just blathering away about my parents' visit because I'm very excited. So I don't get to see them as often as I would like. The second thing that is on the needles is my cloud cover. And it is so close to being done, I can taste it. So, the body is complete, and I finished it off with garter stitch at the very bottom. Although she only has you do, I think, 6 rows of garter stitch, so it is rolling up a little bit, but that's okay. I think some blocking will help with that. And then the sleeve also has garter stitch on it. The front panel, so it's got this collar that is stockinette, reverse stockinette, stockinette. And one thing that I changed is I did an I-cord bind off on that to try to keep it from rolling a little bit, because she just has you do a standard bind off or rolling in. One thing that I'm using now that is super helpful, because I only have one set, is Carrie of Jelby has these numbered stitch markers, and so I have to decrease 12 times, and I'm on 4 right now. So that is very helpful as well. So yeah, the collar took, I think, 15 hours. It was...
I know, I heard about it several times.
Very long and drawn out. But it's almost... And the sleeves are just, like, flying compared to that. So, we are getting there.
So you'll have it done in a few days.
Hopefully tonight.
I wouldn't blame you if you were sick of it and needed a break, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful, so that's nice and distracting, but...
Yeah, it's at the point where every decreased section is taking around 10 minutes, so... And I only have 8 more to go. So, I think I can... And I have an audiobook that's about to expire.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll get it done.
Yeah.
I plied most of this morning, so... I did ply most of this morning. So I have lots of spinning to show, but no finished objects. So you found a whip.
I did. So let me quickly talk about the other one, and then I will talk about this one that I sort of accidentally found. So
Yay for cleaning stuff and finding stuff, though. It's fun.
So this is, I think, Thesaurus Day.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this is Knit Spin Farm. Her no longer available Targi nylon sport base, and it's in Thesaurus Day. Knit Spin Farm. Did I say that? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I had already finished the first. No, I hadn't. I finished the first sock yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. And then I started the second one. So I started this last night when we were on our BKN. So I still got, it didn't start in exactly the same place. There's a couple rows difference.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But because I do an entire repeat of rib, it'll be fine. You'll never even see it. So.
And it'll be hidden by the tops of your.
Yeah.
Or the bottoms.
Plus, it's not like that's
your
against the rules.
Yeah.
So.
No. Socks don't have to be the same length if you don't want them to be.
This one will be a couple rows shorter than the other, and nobody will ever know.
Well, except for the thousands of people you just told.
Who certainly remember every word that we speak as gospel. So this is living in a Tom Ben bag. I really like these little Tom. I mean, I've had this for ages.
I'm a Tom Ben-aholic.
I'm not as much as Laura.
I have 4 Tom Ben
I like the
bags
little
in
bags
here
a lot
with
more.
me right now.
She's not exaggerating. Her giant backpack that goes that's her purse is and
it has 2 smaller pouches inside of it.
And she's got a big like grocery tote thing
that I'm bringing my stuff over to.
Yeah. So that's living in this bag, and then this one is living in a chicken boots bag, but I didn't bring it, so it's downstairs. So this I found. And I had to go back and figure out what the pattern was, because of course I didn't keep a copy of the pattern with it. Why would I do that? So this is a free pattern called Rainbow, and it's designed by Karen Lauger. And I'm still trying to understand the instructions, because the schematic of the construction isn't great. It's a free pattern, and it's in a couple of different languages. I want to say Danish, maybe? DK. What is DK? I want to say that's Danish.
German.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was incorrect. Then it was in German.
I'm pretty sure.
It's linked in our show notes. Our show notes are on our website, which is TheKnitGirlls with 3Ls.com. So I didn't do a rainbow because I didn't happen to have like an Aran weight rainbow. What I did was...
Which is very sad, and we should change that. Like... Now.
I need to get like some, 2-ounce portions of colors.
Or Loop makes rainbow bumps.
Yeah, and you can spin it and
you could get
ply.
2 of them.
I could chain ply because
if you could get that yardage out of there.
Yeah. So what I did was stole some from Laura. Well, requested some from Laura.
I don't even remember this.
And so there's I want to say 3 different colorways in here, because I ran out of... I had to hold it double.
I remember spinning the Sea Cell blend, which is up here, I think.
Yeah.
Those are bats from Knit Spin Farm, I think.
But so this is what I used of Laura's. So the back panel had already been finished, and then I had this wool that I spun. There's some right here too.
Oh, look at you!
And it was chain plied. It's the only fleece that I've ever fully gone through and spun the wool, like from the point where I got
what
the
type
fleece.
of fleece was
Cordell.
it? Okay.
And so I chain plied it.
Is that one of the ones we split, maybe? I don't know.
I was still in New Jersey still, so.
I think that's one of the ones we split in that picture of us holding fleece
Maybe.
at Maryland. I think that's one of those.
Because I think I got pretty close to 1,000 yards chain plying it into an Aran weight. Like I had a lot of this. So, did I chain ply? I feel like I did. Let's see. It's one ply. Yeah, there's 3. So
I mean,
must
it
have
could be a regular.
Yeah, I don't think I.
Okay.
I'm just like thinking of how many bobbins I would have needed to accomplish that. I'm pretty sure it was chain plied. And if I wanted, I could examine this very closely for the sections.
Well, you can feel a bump if
overlap.
you run your.
But yeah. So this is a Cordell fleece from I can't remember where, and this is what it looks. So you knit the back panel flat, then you do a little bit of short rowing for the shoulders, and then you pick up along the side and then do a provisional cast on for a bunch more. So I'm not entirely sure. I think this is like the front of the cardigan.
Like it's going over?
Yeah, like it's going over and then it's going to
like
go
your shoulder?
outward. But the pattern doesn't have a schematic.
No.
So I'm having to, and I'm not very good at visualizing things when I'm reading the words.
Well, sometimes you just gotta trust the.
So that's what I'm hoping.
Have you looked on
I
Ravelry
did.
to see if people had notes?
People have like knitted it, but
Uh-huh.
nobody said, you know, this is crazy and doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to trust the pattern.
Yeah.
But I went back and looked, and I haven't touched this since 2020, like May of 2020, I think.
That's more recent than some things that I have on the needles for sure.
It's more recent than I thought. So
yeah.
So yeah, I started rewatching Umbrella Academy, the 2nd season, because the 3rd one just came out, and I had forgotten basically everything that happened in the 2nd season. So I started rewatching that and working on this last night. So that's what I'm working on. And then I finished something. With that, put that there. So I finished my Recalibrate. This is by Shane Alon's Design. I did mine in Knit Fix Lindy Chain, which is a linen cotton blend. And so it's been just unbearably hot here because it's the summer, right? And it's just, you expect that.
And we live in Mississippi.
And I've been preparing some fabric for stuff I'll talk about later. And I was working on the last bit of fabric, and so if you're not a sewer, when you get ready to create a garment or anything that's going to be where measurements are important, so quilting or anything like that, you really need to pre-wash your fabric. But you can't just take a long piece of fabric and put it in the washing machine if it's a woven fabric. If it's like a knit fabric, like a jersey, it's fine. It's not going to unravel. But if it's a woven fabric where there's threads going this way and threads going this way, which is most cotton fabrics are like that, then you have to like serge the ends or somehow secure the cut ends where they cut the fabric at the fabric store. You need to like zigzag over or serge over the ends so that when you put it in the washing machine, it doesn't like become
unravel.
This enormous unfixable mess of threads. So I was doing all that. I have 6 fabrics I had to prepare. So I had finished and I was hanging them outside to dry because it was not exaggeration. It was taking like 20 minutes for them to dry because it was so hot outside. And I didn't think to look at the weather. And so I hung...
Well, it hasn't rained here in 3 weeks.
Yeah, so I hung them up and then laid down to take a nap. It was like 2:30 or something. and I woke up to the sound of it pouring. And this was also laying outside on the table, like getting completely just rained on. So I rewashed it and then just hung it to dry instead inside. But yeah, so this...
It's really pretty. Have you tried it on yet?
Nope.
Oh.
Boobs I gotta get everything out of the way for. So, I mean, of course, I'm not wearing the best top for it, but...
Super cute.
There's absolutely nothing back here that you bought anything.
That looks adorable.
So, if I did it again, and I very well might using scraps, I'll probably make the sleeves just a little bit longer. But that's just that's my hang up about my big fat juicy
Amy
arms.
Beth is doing an arms out
Is she?
summer.
Cool.
I love it.
But yeah, it was very easy once you just like stopped fretting about it and just trusted the pattern. I keep pulling this the wrong way.
Because we're mirrored.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it a lot, and it was very easy to do. And
it looked great over a dress.
Garter stitch all the way. Everything is garter stitch except the bind offs, which are I-cord.
And there's a slip stitch edge as well. But yeah, super easy. I am already plotting my spinning for the next one. And there's a bunch of people who are going to knit it at SSK.
Oh, cool. I definitely will knit it again, but I'll probably do... I have so many leftovers. It's unbelievable. I need to take a bunch to SSK and let people wind off for, like... Do people still do sock blankets and stuff like that?
Yeah. But that's linen. Most people do
sock
blankets.
Well, no, I mean wool. I meant wool. I'll do one out of, like, wool that I can wear in the winter.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about you had lots of leftovers from knitting that one.
I do have, like, about a half a skein of the gray, because I only had 2 to start with, and then probably 3 skeins of the purple.
Oh, I thought you thought you were going to run out. That's perfect.
Yeah, I ended up having more than I thought, so...
Excellent.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's basically what I've been working on.
Yeah, I want to do a Halloween one to wear.
You have something right there.
Always.
But yeah, so that's all I've been working on. But you have some spinning that she showed me a picture of. I haven't seen in person.
Oh, okay.
I want to steal.
I do have spinning. I have, well, in the summertime, I try to spin around 3 pounds a month. Because I'm home and I can.
She makes it her full-time job, basically.
So this is some Hello Yarn. And it is just a glimpse. It's American Wool Top Blend. It was the December 2021 Club Colorway. This is a 2-ply. I spun it on my Daedalus Sterling and applied it on my Woolly Winder on my Hanson Mini. It is 450 yards. It is definitely giving me like Cordale feels, which I love. But if Leslie doesn't steal this one, then it will be an SSK
I
prize.
would steal everything if I could.
Well, you're welcome. I think this one would actually go really well with the last one that I spun for you, leftovers from the sweater I did.
I have that right here.
And that would be super fun for
I was fondling it yesterday.
A recalibrate if you wanted.
See.
Yeah, I think those two would go great together, and you could do a recalibrate out of it. Yeah. But it's up to you.
I would happily steal basically everything you spin.
Well, I do have another couple of things on the wheels for SSK. If you want to steal this one, it's fine. It's not going to hurt my heart. And then...
I love this one.
I do, too. This one is staying in my stash.
Yeah, it should. You should make things you love.
Everything's staying in my stash, except for that one, probably. This is 57 chapters. We got this at... Fiber in the Burrow in 2019. So, a little bit of an older stash. It was a roving.
Is this grass
or
silk?
That's silk.
Okay.
That uses Falkland faux mohair, which is a form of nylon, and recycled sari silk. And it's 300 yards of a 2-ply.
You said faux mohair, and I pictured FOMO hair, like FOMO.
Nope.
It's really pretty. What are you going to do with it? You should mix it with something.
Yeah, it is a woolen spun, so I'm going to see. It might, this one or the hip strings one might become the center panel on a recalibrate.
That's so pretty. it would give you so many options for color blending.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. So that is the second thing. The third thing is 6 ounces of Fat Cat Knits. This was part of the 2015 mega sale.
Oh yeah, that's when you could get like the death colorway.
Yes, from Into the World.
Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, it was a Terry Pratchett
theme.
spin along, knit along that Hello Yarn, Southern Cross, Fat Cat, Into the World, and Spunky Eclectic all did. There might have been one more person too. And so I got a little bit of stuff from everyone.
I love the subtle sparkle in that.
Yeah, so it's 25% or 20% of a nylon
Trilobal.
Yeah, nylon. And then 80% superwash merino. So this is going to become socks. It is 430 yards of a 3-ply.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. So socks for me. More towards a sport weight, which is good. I might be able to use size 1s on that. And then I bought this at Flyaway this year.
That makes me happy.
I know, it's so much fun. This is Apothecary. It is, she uses wools from the United States, so it's a Montana Corriedale.
She uses only green dyes. Like green as in
she does
like,
as eco-friendly as possible.
Yeah.
It is a 2-ply. It is 330 yards. And this is going to become mittens for me, or fingerless gloves.
That'd be good for like thrummed mittens, where you have to like tuft the wool in, thrum the wool in.
Yeah, it's not cold enough here for thrum mittens. And also,
have you worn? A couple days a year.
Have you worn thrum mittens?
Not.
Okay, I don't care for thrum mittens.
It's
like
a texture thing.
It's a sensory issue. Like the thrums get between my fingers. I don't care for it. Anyway, welcome to my world.
Everybody's got their thing.
This is Into the World Bear Hunter Ninja. It was the December 2021 club. So I got both my December clubs out this month. This is Corriedale. It's 300 yards of a fractal. This one was spun on my Sparrow. This is the famous wheel that sits by my back door. So all this was spun while I was waiting for Pearl to come back inside.
It's famous?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's famous. Anyway. So, or infamous, whichever. So, I have a wheel that sits on my kitchen table right by the back door, and I spin on it.
An electric wheel.
Yep. When Pearl goes outside to be Nebby. So, yep.
She comes by it, honestly.
She does, for sure. So, those are the 5. Yep, the
That's
5 things that I have right now.
yarn.
I have 2 more to ply. I have some Hip Strings Soot Sprites, which is a silk wool blend.
I think I wanted that one as well.
Yeah, you can't have that
If
one, but I
remember
got you
right.
the red one to spin for you. I got you the red version, which is like red caps.
Sorry, I've got a gentleman here who is taking care of my lawn, and I'm not certain. Oh, maybe that's a weed eater. I apologize for the noise.
And then I also have some Spotted Circus alpacas merino in the Maleficent colorway to ply. And currently I'm working on the rest of my Inglenook gradient spin.
Oh yeah, that beautiful dark
and Stormy Night. And some Into the World.
Look at those tags.
I know, right? I need to put them on. Some Into the World for an SSK door press on a Shetland base, which is delightful to spin. So yeah, that is what is going on with my spinning. I'm trying to clear off my wheels. Oh, and I have some mini skeins on the wheel by the back door that I'm spinning as scratch-off prizes for SSK.
Yep.
So, and those are out of a Hello Yarn patchwork kit.
That would be good to do from a patchwork kit too. Or I could just pick a couple of braids and mix them up.
Actually, like if you weigh her segments, they're around an ounce each.
Yeah.
So that's pretty perfect for a mini skein. That's 28 grams approximately. So it's decent. Like a lot of times mini skeins are 20 grams or less.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I've been washing a ton of fleece. I finished one fleece from Maryland, and I've started on the second, and I also started combing the second one.
I got to play with that yesterday.
Yes,
Very
and
nice.
so lots of fiber stuff going on, and Tour de France and Tour de Fleece both start on July 1st. We don't have an official team, but I'll be spinning for Team Hello Yarn, Team Into the World, Team Anglenook, and Team Acreworks, just depending on what fiber I'm using that day.
I should really spin.
You should spin.
Just so that I can spin for 10 minutes.
You should spin for Acreworks. They're loads of fun.
I love Acreworks.
And you can do whatever. They're very inclusive. You don't have to use their fibers, so.
Well, they don't dye fibers, so.
Oh, yeah.
That would be difficult. You don't have to use their bobbins, I'm guessing.
No, actually. They'll take anyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Lots of fun. Lots of spinning. Hopefully, I will get another pound or so done this week. Before tour, because I have around a pound on my wheels.
Well, and you like to make your numbers that you set for yourself.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
How far are you from your 3 pounds?
Around 8 ounces.
Oh, so presuming you finish plying,
yeah,
you should hit that.
I have these.
3 pounds in a month is a lot, y'all. For anybody who's not a spinner, that's a lot.
I have these 5, but one was a 6 ounce, and then I had that loop bump, which was a 5 ounce, and then I had the 2 ounce of Howley Hoy. So, and then I have other stuff just to apply.
Yeah.
So I'm right about there.
Okay, well, I haven't put these in the show notes, but I will shortly. I'm working, or I'm about to start sewing a couple things. So, typically for SSK, for the helpers, I sew aprons, but I think at this point everybody's got enough.
I always love aprons for work, but yeah.
So Laura wanted this pattern
because I saw it on Amy Beth of the Fat Squirrel, and I'm a copycat.
I'm pretty sure Amy Beth could sell anything to anybody unintentionally. Like, she doesn't make a profit off of it, but
I'll see Amy Beth, and maybe she'll wear hers, and then we can be twinsies.
So Laura decided she wanted one, and then Jillian said she would like one. She didn't ask me to make her one, but I was like, sure, I'll make you one. And then, so I'm making one for Laura, for Jillian, and then for Sarah, one of our helpers as well. And this is a studio tunic. And it's by Sew Liberated, S-E-W Liberated. And it's apron-like, kind of a cross between an apron and a pinafore. Pinafore apron.
It's it's not like a cross-back apron, though. It's a
it's a full
garment.
Pullover, yeah. This doesn't have any, beauty shots, but I'll put the links in the show notes, and you can take a look at it. The sizing for Sew Liberated is on all their newest patterns are great, and they're going back and putting inclusive sizing for most of the old ones. So the bust size goes from 31 inches to 58.5 inches. With a finished garment measurement of...
Oh, so they work out the ease for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they split the sizing because if you're over... the way they split it is at size 24. So there's 0 to 24, and then there's 24 to 32, I think? 34. But once you hit the larger end of that spectrum, the 22 to 34, a lot of your measurement ratios are different. So they have it split in an intelligent way.
Nice.
For that. I'm really sorry about that noise. So I've pre-washed and gotten the fabric ready for this one. I've cut out the pattern and pieced it all together for this one as well. So I'm going to start cutting the pattern this week. But I got to cut it 4 times.
You should come over and use my giant table.
I'm making one for myself as well.
I would have to clear the fleece off of it, but that's going to happen by tomorrow because Mom and Dad are coming. So if you want to use it, you can.
And then I am making, so Jude is coming, and he's also going to be a helper for us, for SSK, which is great, because he was going to come anyway, but he's one of our closest friends, so, but I didn't want something too feminine for him, so I found this pattern by Helen's Closet, and it's called Dogwood, and it's more of a utilitarian sort of half apron.
Like a utility apron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about asking him if he wanted a utility kilt, but I'm like, I'm not getting it over my head. That's ridiculous.
That seems like a lot of bleeding.
Yeah. So, it's got like a buckle on the side, an adjustable waist, and like a million pockets and stuff. So I, asked him, would he want one? And he said, yeah. So we picked out fabric, and I printed this pattern and assembled it last night.
Nice.
And so I was talking to my friend Jessie, Little Hip Kitty, on Ravelry. And
on Instagram.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Jessie in Washington.
Yeah.
And she had mentioned to me before about using a projector for sewing patterns instead of cutting it out of paper. And it's one of those things that I like put on a mental, I should look at that list, and then completely wiped it from my memory. But assembling all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. So if you use projectors for sewing patterns, I would love to hear your experience and what model projector that you use. I know there's a whole Facebook group she invited me to that gives you information about how to set it up and what sort of aspect ratios and resolutions and all this sort of stuff. But I'd be curious to see, how many people use projectors to just project the sewing pattern onto the fabric and just draw it on the fabric or cut it directly from the pattern. So
with my luck, I would bump that projector.
Yeah, well, the idea is that
it's mounted
on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then, presuming you have enough space, and in this particular room, because it's a bonus room, the walls are slanted, but the middle part of the wall is like 7 or 8 feet from where the tabletop surface would be, so it should be plenty of space. And I wouldn't accidentally bump it or anything like that. So, things to figure out. But, yep, so that's what I've been working on, and I'm going to type that stuff in before I forget about it. If you want to talk about what you've been reading and
I
stuff.
am still listening to the Alpha and Omega series by Patricia Briggs. I'm on the last one. And then I'm going to go back and listen to the Mercy Thompson series, although I have some other kids books that I want to read. Alpha and Omega, not a kids book, but it is a male-female werewolf adult urban fantasy. So I've been listening to that. I also would like to re-listen to the Percy Jackson series since the TV show will be out soon.
Oh, they're doing a TV show?
Yep, on Disney.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's super exciting because Rick is the author, is one of the, he's the executive producer.
Oh, cool.
So, unlike the movies that they made years ago that were terrible.
Oh, he wasn't involved in those?
No. He had just sold the rights to Disney.
Oh.
So, yep, I'm excited to see what they do with that. And that's about it for me. I haven't been watching a ton of stuff. I did watch, the kitchen thing, where they compete against a chef.
Oh, Iron Chef?
Yes, there's a new version of Iron Chef on Netflix, so I watched that. And it's super hokey.
I mean, I've seen the previews, but I've never been an Iron Chef person.
It's I want to go to a lot of the the people who are competing's restaurants.
Yeah.
Because they piqued my interest, but I'm not a frou-frou food. But the first guy owns a sandwich shop. I can get behind a sandwich shop in New Orleans for sure.
So I have been watching, or started rewatching Umbrella Academy, the second season. I'm reading a series from Kindle Unlimited called Fae Guardian Season of the Wolf, which is paranormal fantasy, by Lena Petrzik. Petrzik? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Linked in our show notes. And I'm re-listening to a book called Rabbits by Terry Miles, which is kind of it's a thriller about this mysterious game that exists via patterns that are found in the world, and now it's basically an internet game where you have to find these patterns that lead you to clues. It's like the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that's what I was
version. And nothing is you never really know if you're on the right path. it's an interesting idea, and I like it. So apparently it's based off of a podcast that
interesting.
the author did. I've never listened to the podcast, but I like the book. So.
Well, cool. SSK is coming up. We will be taking a break. We'll be off the week of July 20th because we'll be at SSK.
Yep.
We'll see if we can get Jude on for an episode, maybe.
Because he'll be coming in a little early to hang.
Yep. And, yeah, you can find us over on Discord. That's where Stash Dash is. I'm doing SSK Zooms. So if you are coming to SSK on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Central, you can join us in a Zoom. If you didn't get the link for some reason, just send me an email and I will be happy to get that to you. And that's about it.
Yep. And I can't think of anything that isn't political, so I think it's a good time to wrap this up. You guys have an awesome week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.